Just a proud occasion, really. We get some big games when we're working come to town, whatever, local derbies. You get that feel in the ground, and you get that big game feel like when you go and watch a Super League club. So we'll get this weekend TV. We close one part of the road off, so the TV cameras and that can be there. Carl Amos just rang me. He's going to be doing the game. I get on really well with him. So it's just got that big game feel, and if we can inspire the next generation of supporters or floating supporters with our performance, and it's a bit of a David and Goliath effort it'll be for us to even stay with Huddersfield.
Before we get to the sixth round of the Challenge Cup, let's talk about the fifth and fourth round. Here we are, some cracking results against Workington and Rochdale on the way to this big game this weekend. How's the Challenge Cup run been thus far?
A bit indifferent, really. We didn't know what to expect when we went to Rochdale, because we went there and to get promoted, we kicked a goal in the last seconds off the touchline, Ryan Shaw, to win it. So we went there, didn't know what to expect, but put a real good performance in and put some points on the board and scored some cracking tries. So I thought, we've probably moved forward since we're in League One, and just how far we didn't know, but it just gives us a measure that we just pushed on a little bit from Championship 1.
And how far, if I can ask a silly question early doors in this interview, Paul, how far do you think you've come? Because you've not been beat yet, have you? I don't think, in a competitive game. It's going pretty well.
Yeah, we've dropped a point in 5 games, but we know there's some difficult games to come. The Featherstones and the Lee, watch them on Premier Sports, and who's going to win. We know where we are as a team, and we know there's some tough games coming up. I think this next month, Batley, Halifax, Featherstone, and maybe Lee. And sometimes it's a case of hang on to your hat and see what comes. But we've done really well up to now. I thought we're a little bit disappointing against Workington in parts. The first half an hour were awful, but then we scored 26 unanswered points, and that's what we've got in us. And this week against London, 53% completions, 8 errors and 5 penalties in the first half, and we were still winning 12-4. So, and we managed to, with 6 minutes to go, blow a 10-point lead. So we've got that in us as well. We can play rugby, but also we've got some errors in us and discipline issues, but we're fixing that up week in, week out. And against Widnes, I thought that we were absolutely outstanding in that game on the Monday night.
Let's talk about the Challenge Cup then. Huge game this weekend. Just before we get to on the pitch, how's off the pitch going? Because, it feels like the club's very much got a spring in its step at the moment. Some great attendances, some great rugby league on show. Even when it's chucking it down, they're still entertaining games in mud baths. I mean, how's it all going off the pitch, the momentum heading towards the sixth round of the Challenge Cup?
Well, it's been a bit surreal this week, really. I mean, I had the BBC ring me up and wanted to come watch me at work, and I'm a self-employed builder, and so they come up to where I'm working at Lowick yesterday, and then they did an article there, and then they followed me to my house. I had cameras in my house, and then they went to training. They had to drive them around Barrow, and then when I got to training, Radio Cumbria were there, wanting interviews and stuff like that. So, we must be doing something right to grab the attention, and we're going to be on BBC Two on Sunday afternoon, and so it's good for the club to raise a profile. Any publicity is good publicity, and there's a big piece in the Mirror this week as well, and the national papers. So it proves we're heading in the right direction. From when we had £7 in the bank, and we were really struggling, and we've come a long way from that. So it's great to see. There's a lot of hard-working people at the club that have probably took this club to a different level in terms of community, in terms of revenue, and actually being able to bring players in when we've got injuries, which was something we've never ever done. We've had to deal with and gone with what we've got. So it's really, really pleasing, because at times you felt you just like holding the club together. Now we feel we're pushing on, and we've got a chance. I know there'll be some dark days, there will be, because nobody wins all the time in this competition. But, we put ourselves in good stead to survive and push on from there, because I think once the pressure's off, and you have got safety, I think that's when you play your best football.
Yeah, it's an incredible journey the club's been on with yourself as well, Paul. I mean, I remember the old League One show interviews we used to do, and it's just been building and building and building, and here we are, going to be a huge crowd this weekend as well. On the pitch, How do you compete with the Super League side? What's without giving too much of the game plan away? It is going to be a challenge this weekend against Huddersfield.
Yeah, I think fitness-wise, we're pretty in good shape. We've got a lad called Paddy Mayer, who's a very, very good conditioner. We've limited the boys' travel this week, the away guys. We do all our rehab on a Monday, but it's through the internet and stuff like that. So we bring them in on a Wednesday, Friday, or a Saturday, whether we're playing on a Monday. So I think that's been great for us. Really, we've kept them really, really fresh. We look at the boys when they come in on a Wednesday, and if they're fatigued, and we go from that. So it's been really good. So I think physically they might be stronger than us, but aerobically I think we'll match them. We've got a good back line. If we can control their back rowers, they're very good at grinding, what we call grinding. They put you in a place where you don't want to be. I watched them against Hull, and they religiously put the ball to the left side of Hull and dropped it on a sixpence and absolutely Bashley up, but they only scored one try. So, and that was a barge over on their right edge. So if we control the power, we can put some good stuff together. We hold our levels well. And we've had a look at them. We'll have a look at them again. We've done a little preview, but we've got a bigger preview for Friday night. And at times this year, we've got it pretty much. When we went to Widnes, we got it right with what they were doing and how to get at them. And hopefully we can do that against these. They've got a game against Catalans as well at the back end of next week. And so they'll be looking at that. And like us looking at this game, all the teams that have got Super League opposition this week had strange results. We drew with London. Whitehaven got beat heavily by Sheffield, and Featherstone went to Batley and got a draw. So just looking at, everybody's got their eye on the week after, which is not a good thing. You've got to take every game as it comes. But we'll be solely focused this week on Huddersfield, and we're 100% not under any pressure whatsoever. So, and they're the ones that will be under pressure.
And it's about enjoying the occasion as well, isn't it? And that brings me to the fans. How important are they going to be? Because, there'll be loads watching from home, but there'll be a fair number in the ground as well.
Yeah, definitely. Our ticket sales have gone mental. I think the corporate sold out. The TV is going to be there, but we get a good following anyway. I think there's 2,000 in most weeks now. 3,000 when we play work, and 3,100 and something, I think. So it's just unbelievable, the journey we've become on. When I first went back to the club, when they were in a bit of a hole, you're looking at crowds of 500 and 600 and the diehards. And this weekend, the amount of kids in the ground was unbelievable. On the stand side, when the boys come off, they spent half an hour after the game signing autographs for all the kids. And hopefully, some of the boys will inspire the young players to become, players and fans of Barrow Rugby for the rest of their lives. And, and it's just amazing to see the journey we've been on. And sometimes you've got to pinch yourself and just say, look, where we've come from and where we're going to, and what level can we get to with the growth of the club. And Steve's very, very ambitious. And, he drives everybody real hard, and there's no negativity in him. Everything's real positive across the board with him. So it's a really good environment to be in at the moment.
Well, Paul, a big thank you for joining us. Just a closing thought, and you've already mentioned some you might have to pinch yourself sometimes about where the club's got to. But how much are you looking forward to this weekend more generally, and the significance of it for you as the head coach of Barrow and the club more generally, about the journey it's been on?
Just a proud occasion, really. We get some big games when we're working, come to town, Whitehaven, local derbies. You get that feel in the ground, and you get that big game feel like when you go and watch a Super League club. So we'll get this weekend TV. We've closed one part of the road off, so the TV cameras and that can be there. Carl Amos just rang me. He's going to be doing the game. I get on really well with him. So it's just got that big game feel. And if we can inspire the next generation of supporters or floating supporters with our performance, and it's a bit of a David and Goliath effort it'll be for us to even stay with Huddersfield, and we can get maybe a few hundred of them supporters to come back. We're growing again, so we're just looking forward to the occasion. Like I said, there's no pressure on us. We'll go there to play rugby. We're not going to go 5 drives and a kick and try and survive. We're going to try and put some points on the board so that we can inspire the next generation of young Barrow Rugby League supporters and keep them floating supporters, and maybe push on and help these young players at the club push on to what will be the next level.